Hello everyone and welcome to another video. So in this video I'm going to take a look at a cable that is going to solve a lot of problems that I have when using cameras. Now I don't have a camera of my own. This is my friend's camera, so I borrow it time to time for recording videos and doing some other stuff. Now this is, if you heard of point and shoot cameras, there is one very popular name which is the Coolpix, and this is one of those cameras. This is from the Nikon COOLPIX series and the model number of this camera is Nikon COOLPIX L830. Now this is one of the best cameras that I have seen so far when it comes to COOLPIX series. This camera wasn't very expensive. This is a 16 megapixel camera, and as you can see at the moment the batteries are exhausted. So this is one of the problem with this camera. It takes AA size batteries, although very easy to find, but when using recording videos they don't last very long. However, you can take a lot of pictures, but when it comes to recording videos they just don't last very long. You can record up to 1 hour or a little more than that. After that, if you make a mistake, you'll have to record again, and then again you make a mistake, you'll have to record again, and it just eats away the battery completely. So that's why I bought a cable for this charger, which is this one. I paid about exactly $7.74. That's about 600 rupees, Indian rupees. I bought it from AliExpress. So without any further delay, let's quickly take out the cable. So this is the cable, and the name of the cable is, I believe, EH-67. Let me just make sure that I'm naming the cable correctly. Yes, this is the EH-67 cable, and as you can see, the connector that's behind there, this connector fits in this camera. So if you look at this side of your Nikon COOLPIX camera, there is a window, and if you open that window you can see that there is this connection. Let me just show you that the camera is not turning on. So I've removed the clip from the front, and if I press the on off button here, you can see that it is not turning on because it says battery exhausted. So now let me just plug the cable in. So all you have to do is line up the cable and plug the cable inside the camera. So let me just do that. So as you can see, the cable fits in without any problem, and it still doesn't say anything. And the best part about using this cable is that you can run your camera by simply using a power bank. In this case I have a Intex power bank, and in my testing I have found that the camera doesn't take more than 1 amp, more than 500 milliamp when on standby, and when taking picture it goes up to like 600 milliamp, and when using flash I haven't seen it go above more than 1500 or 1800 milliamp hours. So you can definitely use it with a power bank or a 5-volt charger. So this cable makes the camera work on 5 volt. As you can see on the lid, it also written, if you can see there, 5 volt DC in. So I've plugged the cable in, and now let me just plug the USB cable inside the power bank. And on the power bank you can see that one of the setting is 1 point something amp, and the other setting is, this setting is 2.1 amp. So this is what I'm going to plug the power bank in, the USB cable in. So I've plugged it in, it turned on, and now if I turn the camera on, it still says battery exhausted. So let me just turn it on. So it appears that the power bank is not completely charged. So I've plugged the power bank using the adapter. So let me charge this for a couple of minutes, and then we will try back again. In the meantime, let me show you how you can run this camera by just using a 5-volt adapter. Make sure your adapter or charger that you are using is at least 2 amp or more than 2 amp capable. So let me just do that. Now because I have this cable, what I can do is I can simply use any 5-volt adapter. Make sure your adapter is at least capable of delivering 5 volt and at least 2 amp minimum. In this case I'm going to be using my U green charger, and the port that I'm going to be using is the 5 volt 2.4 amp port. So I've got extension here, and if I want to extend the life of my batteries, I can also use a power bank. In this case I'm using an extension box, so I can put the camera on tripod, put the adapter in the extension box, plug the cable into the adapter, and I can record longest video as I want. So let me just plug it in. Sorry about the spark, I should have closed the button. Now let me just plug the USB cable inside the charger. Let me turn it on. So I've turned it on. Here is the camera. We just saw that the camera was saying exhaust battery, and now if I turn it on, you can see the camera turns on. And as you can see, there, I'm not sure if you can see or not, you can see that it says the battery is completely full. Now this is the only problem. I guess this is not actually the problem, because the camera doesn't know whether the battery you are using is of what capacity, so the camera cannot tell you whether you are low on battery or high on battery. In this case we are using a 5 volt adapter, and the camera doesn't have an idea whether we are low or high on battery. And at this moment the batteries are still inside the camera, but if I close it, you can see that it is still saying full battery, and if I press the shutter halfway through, you can see it defaults back to the batteries that is inside the camera. So if I remove the USB cable, the cable is removed and the batteries inside the camera are completely dead. I can maybe take a couple of pictures or two and then it will die on me. So this is a very handy cable that I can use with a power bank. I can go anywhere. I can use a solar charger, plug this USB cable inside. I can charge a power bank using a solar charger, and then I can use the power bank to run my camera. Okay, so now that we've seen that we can run the camera when the batteries are in, so what I'm going to do now is I'm going to take the batteries out of the camera, and then we will see whether we can still able to run the camera or not without installing even a single battery in. So let me just open the back plate, quick release plate. So it's out. 4 AAA double size batteries out. Plug in the cable. Again, so the cable is in. Remove the lens plate, lens cover, plug the the cable in the charger. So I plug the cable inside the charger, and as you can see, there is absolutely no batteries in the camera. Let me see if it will turn on now, and yes, it turned on. And as you can see, again the battery again goes to full, because the camera has no idea what is the battery percentage of the of what you're using to run this camera. So the cable name is EH-67 and it will work for Nikon COOLPIX series. However, make sure that you have the similar jack that I've just shown you before buying the cable for your camera. Let me show you how you can run this using a power bank as well. So I've got a power bank. I'm not sure how much this power bank is charged, and as you can see, I've plugged the cable in. This is the EH-67 Nikon 5 volt USB cable that you can use to power your camera without batteries. So let me there are two sockets. One of them is about 1.2 amp. This one is about 1.2 amp, and this one is about 2.1 amp. So we want to put the USB cable in the one that says 2.1 amp. So at least we want 2 amp. So when I plug it in, you can see the power bank is on. If I turn the camera on, the camera turns back on, and as you can see at the back, the battery again goes to full, even though it is not full, but because we've connected the power bank, the camera automatically defaults to power bank even though there are batteries inside the power bank. So let's just see how much power we consume from, how much power does the camera consume when using the cable. So let me just take the cable out, and I'm going to use a USB meter. So I've got a USB meter here. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to take the adapter or the charger. I'm going to turn this on, plug the USB cable in inside the there, and as you can see, it is turned on. Now I'm going to plug. At the moment you can see that we are not drawing much current. The current we are drawing is 0 amp, and as soon as I plug the cable in, let me turn off the camera first. So the camera is now turned off. If I plug the cable in, we are not drawing anything, so that means you cannot charge the batteries inside camera by using this cable. This cable can only be used to power the camera. Now if I turn the camera on, you can see that we are drawing about 400 milliamp from the adapter, and if I click a picture, the current consumption reduced a little bit, and then it will again go back to about 400. If I use the flash, you can see the current consumption will increase. There we go, pop the flash open. If I press the shutter now, you can see the maximum it went to was 800 milliamps. So at least 1 amp adapter will be able to run this camera without any problem. But to be on the safer side, I would at least recommend to use at least 2 amp adapter when running this camera. You can also use a power bank to run this camera. Maybe you are in a situation where you can't charge your batteries, especially when it comes to AA size batteries that camera takes. So this camera takes these types of AA size batteries, and they take about 4 to 5 hours depending upon what kind of charger you are using. In this case, if you're using the Nikon charger, the charger that came with your battery, this takes about at least 3-4 hours to charge the batteries completely. And if one of the batteries goes bad, or if one of the batteries goes way too low than it is able to charge, then the charger will completely stop charging your batteries, and you won't be able to charge your batteries by using this charger. So AA batteries, even though they last very long, but sometimes even if one of the batteries goes bad, all the other 3 batteries goes completely to waste. So in this case, if you want to record for longer, you want to shoot for longer, this cable, this is the EH-67 cable, can be of much use to you. So there we go. This was my video on the, let me show you the connector again. This is the connector, the EH-67 cable. The build quality is awesome, and the cable is about 1 meter in length, so you should be able to use in most applications. And with that said, I want to conclude this video. I want to thank you guys for watching, and I will see you guys in my next video. Bye.